Okay. What is going on, LBHT crew? B, what is going on?
Not a whole lot. I think we need to wrap this up real quick because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, my Dodgers are starting pretty soon, and I got to watch my Dodgers. But other than that, not much.
B all of a sudden is a baseball fan, okay? Because he's a big Shohei Ohtani fan.
And Mookie
We are not
Betts,
baseball fans over
okay?
here.
And Freddie
And Mookie
Freeman.
Betts,
Okay,
yes, yeah.
I know all of them.
B just likes winners, okay?
I do like
He
winners.
likes winners,
Okay, it's because I'm an American.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching this, make sure you hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to the show, it is Thursday. We put the audio out on Thursday, so happy Thursday. Hope you're enjoying your lunch. Make sure you give us a 5-star review and share with your friends and loved ones. All right. Who we got in the chat so far? We got Pay the Bills in the house. We got Hendo's Uno. He's
So,
Uno. He's first. And thanks for the heads up, Hendo. Hendo he hit me up right before the stream started. Let me know about some YouTube shenanigans. Salute to you, Hendo. Appreciate it.
And more importantly, congratulations to Hendo for crossing 5,000 subs this morning.
Yes.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. He's putting in a lot of work, so make sure you go subscribe so he can get to 6,000 real quick. Okay, that's the Rogue Pod, ROUG. All right, Pay the Bills. Salute. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
Bill says, "What's that mean?" Americans like winners. Pay the bills. I know you don't know about that up in Canada.
They win.
They don't win anything. They don't even win hockey.
I was just watching the Vince McMahon documentary, and Bret the Hitman Hart. He sure did a lot of winning.
Yeah, okay? He did some losing up in Montreal too, didn't he?
He got screwed. Is what happened in Montreal. All right, We're gonna talk about that. We talk about that on the Overtime Show. All right, Big Reg in the house. Salute to Big Reg, man. Appreciate you coming through. Says, what's up, everybody? What's up with you? Just Aloe in the house says, good evening, LBHT crew. A conditional 3rd round pick is all it would have taken. Sigh. Yeah. We're definitely going to talk about that.
Hey,
We're definitely going to talk about that.
I know another wide receiver who's available.
We're going to talk about that too. Trip One in the house says, DK Metcalf, we got to have a 3rd round pick in someone's couch. Zeke Hokage was good, says Jose and Brodny was good. Unks and everyone. Salute to you. Ferris in the house. He's actually in. He's here. He's here in studio. Okay, he's waiting to come out. All right. He promised that he was going to contain all of his excitement until he came on screen. All right. He's doing a good job right now, but I could tell he's having a hard time holding it in.
we definitely need to time bringing Ferris up with Ferris's food delivery. I want to see how he handles that since he's being professional tonight.
How's he handle pressure?
You gotta have contingency plans, my man.
Yeah. Ryan C, thanks for coming through. Says, hey, LBHT crew. Freddie Freeman is Canadian and he is a winner. Best player in baseball.
Yeah. 2 of those things are true, I guess. That last thing ain't true. He ain't the best player on his team. Not even close.
Filthy in the house says, Ravens fans are insane. They say we don't have enough money when it comes to getting a receiver, but I've seen a bunch of them saying they will give up whatever it takes to get Max Crosby.
Oh, they talking about moving Max Crosby now?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a fire sale going on in Las Vegas. Garrison, salute. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. All right, we got everybody so far. There are 30 people in here. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's Wednesday. It's cold outside. The weather's changing. All right. But you still Cardinal official. Yes, we know who Cardinal official is, Just Aloe. Yes. And the Rascals.
Man, like you reaching way back.
The Rascals, that's a group, right? That was a group from Toronto area.
They have dozens of rappers.
Yes, they do. Yes. That damn Dub says Charlie Murphy. What's up, partner? What's up with you, Dub? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Killer can't out. Now we can start. Coach is sending the folks in. He send the folks in. Killer Cam is here. He says, "Hola, Jose." What's up, Cam? And also, that's right. You guessed it. Mucho gusto, Brodny.
Nice to meet you, Cam.
Nice to meet you. Okay. Now we can start. All right. So we got to discuss upcoming games this week. We got to discuss the trades that happened and the Ravens' inactivity once again because, they were interested. We're going to discuss, we're going to have a nice little court of public opinion today. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. So, and we got to get a WNBA finals roundup from Ferris. Okay, Ferris.
I just needed to respond to Just Al real quick because he says they ain't that old. Cardinal official is 48. He ain't young.
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah. I mean, young at heart, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. They're ready to get in here and discuss what's the plan for the Ravens. What are they going to do? Are they going to make a move? Do they need to make a move? We're going to discuss all that. Same thing with Panthers. Okay. Panthers are having, I would say, interesting year so far.
Yeah, that is a way to describe it.
Yeah, and
it's because it's not good, but interesting. A little taking the edge off a little bit.
We're going to discuss all that in a moment. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History Fact. And this Black History Fact was suggested to us by a Patreon member. Yes. So shout out to Osmond. Appreciate
Thank you very much, Osmond.
One of the perks of being a patron, right? Go to patreon.com/LBHT Show. You can do things like this, right? You shoot us an email, shoot us a message to say, hey, consider this, talking about this topic on the show. And he's actually given us a few ideas, and we really appreciate you, Osmond. We appreciate your contribution to the show. We appreciate all of the Patreon members. Okay, we don't really put the names up here on the screen. If that's something that you guys want to see, we can do that. We try to just show our thanks by giving you a lot of stuff. Okay, extra show, the overtime show, which we do right after this show. Fantasy football leagues. The Discord, all that. So that's how we try to show our thanks. But
college football dynasty, which we need to advance, by the way.
Oh, we do, and I think I played Caleb this week. And Caleb, you're in for a treat, my friend. My team is not looking good. All right, let's get this show started with a Black History Fact. B and Okole have a Black History Fact for you.
Welcome to this week's Black History Fact. The Willie Lynch Letter is a controversial document that claims to be a speech given by a British slave owner named Willie Lynch in 1712. According to the letter, Lynch delivered this speech on the banks of the James River in Virginia, outlining methods to control and divide enslaved Africans. The letter suggests that the tactics were aimed at creating distrust and division among enslaved people based on differences such as age, skin color, and other traits. By doing so, slave owners could allegedly maintain control and prevent unity and resistance among the enslaved population. Despite its widespread circulation and impact, the authenticity of the Willie Lynch letter is highly disputed. Many historians and scholars believe it to be a forgery created in the 20th century, pointing out the lack of historical evidence supporting its existence and the anachronistic language used in the text. Regardless of its questionable origins, the letter has significantly influenced discussions about race and slavery. It has often been used to illustrate the psychological manipulation and divide-and-rule tactics employed by slave owners. This, in turn, has been cited as a way to understand the lasting divisions and challenges faced by African Americans today, even though the letter oversimplifies the complex history of slavery. The Willie Lynch letter serves as a reminder of the enduring impact of the psychological tactics employed during slavery. But it's crucial to approach it with a critical eye, acknowledging the lack of historical evidence and the potential for it to be a modern creation. To learn more on this topic, check out Breaking the Curse of Willie Lynch, The Science of Slave Psychology by Alvin Morrow.
All right. Salute to Osmond for giving us that Black History fact. Really appreciate it.
And there he goes. Thank you, Osmond.
Salute to Osmond. Then give a couple more shout outs. A few more people have joined the chat. I see Clot Clot in the building. Salute to you, Clot Clot. Thanks for coming through. DDSQ, salute. Thanks for coming through. Says, what's good? Go Bucks. That's right. That's right. He's a Bucks fan. And we're gonna discuss that in a minute. The Bucks have a good chance. They have a good chance. We're gonna find out. Ravenville, what's going on? Says, what's up, LBHT crew? What's going on? Thanks for coming through. YG Meech 679 says the almost Ravens team is generational. Facts. Facts. All time great. Living legend. Salute to you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming through. Daniel Franklin's in the house. Says they need to make a move, but they won't. Well, you know, I be saying salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Jeremy Miller's in the house. Says, hey, everyone. What's up, Jeremy? And we got Coach. Coach says, Coach sent me. I appreciate you, Coach. Thank you. Coach and Chris just finished a live stream. Make sure you go and check it out over at Sip 2 Tally Films. Make sure you're subscribed at Sip 2 Tally Films and more Sip 2 Tally Films. I think he's only a handful away from 1,000. All right. Look, 1,000. That ain't a lot. There are 60 people in here. Most of you probably subscribe to both. But if you're not subscribed and you forgot, hit the subscribe button over there. All right. Get into 1,000 real quick. All right. And we got The Boulder. It says, fellas, what's up, The Boulder? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Kyle says we're immature. Hey, Kyle, you ain't gotta watch if you think we immature. All right. You know, you ain't here watching us. All right. Okay. Oh, B. I wanted to remind you before the show. So we have a question from last week for submitted questions from Rave Kingdom. Rave Kingdom. Okay. I wanted to add that, and also we got a donation on one of the videos.
We did. I saw that from your boy Aaron.
Yes, so I wanted to give him a shout out. All right, salute to Aaron. I'm not sure if he had a message or not, but you know, when people give donations, I want to give them a shout out on here. So
there wasn't a message, but thank you very much, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, let's get this started. Let's start. Let's start with the all-time almost team. Okay, so this kind of rolls into
whoa.
What?
My goodness.
My bad. So we're not bringing Ferris up yet, right? Because he's not ready.
I don't know if Ferris is ready or not. I know his food isn't ready, so
Ferris,
he probably wants to stay down.
Okay, just say ready when you're ready, Ferris. All right, appreciate it. Okay, so week 7, Ravens versus Bucks. Okay, our guy DDSQ, who's a big supporter of all the Ravens, the Ravens crew here. Okay, just a good dude. He's out there in Tampa. He's actually a Bucks fan, and he should be excited. Mr. Cy Gold just subscribed. Appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. But the Bucks have a solid team, at least on offense. They are really rolling. Baker Mayfield found a home there, and it's easy to find a home when you got weapons like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Good Lord.
Okay.
Right? But they're putting up points, and they're playing the right defense this week. I mean, I would not have said that or expected to have said that when the season started, but it can't get any worse than our pass defense. And boy, can they pass. So this is going to be an interesting game. Their defense isn't the best, I don't believe. And, even if they're good, the way Lamar has his offense running right now, they're just hard to stop.
Right? Yeah, they are. The Bucks do have they have a great receiving core. You're talking about Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan. They have a pretty good run game as well, with Bucky Irving out of Oregon, the rookie. I forget the name of the other guy who actually outgained Bucky this past week. Not sure if Rachaad White is going to be back. He was out with injury, but they had another running back come in who went over, I believe, 150 yards last week total. The Ravens have been very good against the run. So I think it'll probably, thank you, Jay Sean Tucker. It'll be difficult for them to really get that going, but it is something that the Ravens will have to worry about, right? It's not something that they're going to be able to just kind of, brush to the side and put all of our attention on Mike Evans and Godwin. So I think that, man, it's going to be another tough outing for the Ravens defense. They're getting carved up by every quarterback they see.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I just don't know what they're going to fix from week to week. Like, I'm not sure how they're going to get it together. Like they're playing. Man, they're playing some great receivers. Okay, like that's part of the problem. Maybe when we get to a part of our schedule, it's not as bad. But I don't know. I got to look the schedule. But but this is also how the NFL is going now. Like, teams understand that they need weapons, and they're getting them. And we can't be a team out here, just not competing on that side of the ball. Like this should be the year. I mean, it should have happened years ago. But this should be the year that it gets through their thick skulls that offense wins championships. You put everything into the defense. Even you did it knowingly to the detriment of your offensive line, right? They're starting to play a little bit better now, but the expectation, and this came directly from Eric DeCosta's mouth, the expectation was for them to be good next year. Right? Next year, not this year.
Yeah.
So they're playing. So they're playing a little bit better now. We'll see how they do the rest of the season in the postseason. But you sacrifice the offense so the defense can play better, because it's supposed to be our defense and our run game really holding it down, and that has not been the case. It's been the opposite.
The run game has been. Yeah. It's funny about the offensive line. Like you say, they're playing a bit better, and I would say that. I mean, I guess. I think that the coaching staff is just doing a better job of hiding the offensive line's woes. One of the offensive players just lost his job, in Andrew Voorhees, right? Seemingly.
Yes.
He was a starter for the first couple of weeks. He did get hurt. They moved Pat McCarry over to left guard. They brought in Rosengarten, who they drafted in the second round, at right tackle, and it looks like that's going to be the group moving forward. So I can't even say that they're playing much better, and this is kind of my worry with Baltimore, because I think they'll get it figured out on defense. They've got the talent there, and you're just kind of waiting for Zach Orr to kind of figure things out throughout the season. But my worry with Baltimore is they get to the playoffs, because the rest of their regular season schedule looks pretty not intimidating. They don't have a tough schedule from here on out. So my worry is they get to the playoffs, and all of a sudden that O-line can't protect. All of a sudden the O-line is not opening holes for Derrick Henry. And then even if you are playing better on defense, that you just kind of don't have enough, right?
Yeah, because that's the other part of it too, right? Like, they're young, and I remember when Orlando Brown Jr. was here. Was that his rookie year? No, that's the second year. The second year, and they got to the playoffs. That was Lamar's first MVP season, right? And they got to the playoffs, and they lost to the Titans. And he said just the speed in the playoffs was just different,
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Saigo. Appreciate it. He said, found y'all through Bobby Baltimore, but love what you guys are doing on the channel. Thanks. Appreciate it. Anybody else that came over from those other channels, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a different speed, right? You just have to play it to understand it, and we're gonna have guys that haven't dealt with that. Now, granted, they got off to playing by playing some of the league's best there. Chris Jones, Max Crosby,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Michael
what's
Parsons, I mean, he
Michael
was in there,
Parsons.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to be playing. They would have played a lot of those guys, Miles Garrett, obviously, and T.J. Watt by the time the playoffs come around.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a different animal in the playoffs, and they're not going to have that experience. So that's where we're kind of just waiting to see what are they going to do when that happens. You get some solid veterans, then you know that they know what to do there. You have a little bit more confidence. So I mean, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
But right now, they're looking really good. Right. Um, this is a game that they could drop. I don't know. I think they're gonna win. They look like they're starting to hit a little stride, at least on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, who knows, man? Who knows?
You know, I had said on the roundup that I thought they would win a shootout, right? But the reality is, like, Baltimore hasn't. They've played one good game this year, and that was against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and they played. They were fine against Washington. I mean, that wasn't a bad game, but they went out there and they blew that lead against Dallas. Obviously, they lost to Kansas City. They lost to the Raiders. The game against Cincinnati, there's no way they should have won that game. But the way it actually unfolded, that should have been a loss. I don't like saying they got lucky, but they had some fortunate things happen towards the end of that game that allowed them to win it. Fine, it happens for everybody, right? I just, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know that they'll get another one of those games. But then again, Baker's not Joe Burrow. He's not. Like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, that's a great wide receiver duo. It really is one of the best in the league. But they're probably not quite as good as Jamar Chase and T. Higgins necessarily, right? And like I said, Baker's. I mean, he's just coming off a 3 interception game. Yeah. So I'm gonna stick with the thought that they win a close one. But man, I'm really hoping that Orr and the back end can get things tightened up sooner rather than later. Because with the way the offense is playing and finally looking like, hey, maybe they do have some legit playmakers around Lamar, and Lamar playing the best of his career at this point, like they could be completely dominating teams.
Could they? I would be picking the Bucks this week if they weren't in the NFC. Like, at some point, it's not a coincidence that he just doesn't lose to NFC teams, right? What's the record now? 22-1, something like that.
I believe so. Yeah.
We got to do a deep dive one day on why that is. That NFC teams just can't beat Lamar.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and dive in right now and say the NFC is just nowhere near as good as the AFC.
Yeah, but I mean, even with good teams.
Yeah, as Ivana says, no, they shouldn't have lost. Lamar is that guy. He can win any game. He gives you hope even when you're down. Yes, you can win any game, but the Bengals had the ball on the Ravens side of the field in overtime, and all they needed to do was kick a field goal to win. And they decided, no, we're not going to do that. They absolutely should have lost that game.
Yes, they should have. Yes, but we'll take it. But no, like you said, like the way Lamar's playing, I think he's playing his best football right now, which is, it's crazy that we say this almost every year. Mm-hmm. Man, he's even better. Right?
It's funny because like you feel kind of like a homer. I mean, I'm not a Ravens fan, but you feel like a homer saying Lamar's going to win MVP every year, but he's the best player in football, and every year, almost every year, he goes out and proves it again.
Yeah, because last year he didn't have the stats, right? Mm-hmm. Like you could argue for Josh Allen and maybe a couple other players, but the run that he went on at the end, beating those said players like Brock Purdy, beating Tua, right, on their home field. Well, actually, no, the Ravens. I think the Ravens was a home game. I can't remember, but beating Brock Purdy on Christmas on his home field when he was supposedly the front runner and completely dominating that team, and Brock Purdy not having a great game, really flipped things around.
Yeah.
Right. But
understatement of the century. My man threw 4 interceptions. 4
yeah.
caught interceptions.
Yeah. Yes. Because there's at least one dropped one. But this year, like you said, Lamar just looks like the best quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a zone. So it's still early, but I just think Lamar is going to be completely locked in. This isn't going to be a fluke. It's not, he wants to win. Lamar says he wants to win. He wants to win.
Yeah.
And he's taking it to a level now where he wants his team to be as serious as he is. Mm-hmm. He's saying all the right things. You could tell it's not just him just him talking. Right?
Yeah, it's that kind of maturation process that you see a lot of great players go through, where they're out there and they're having fun, and it's cool that you put me out here with Boobie Miles. Yeah, it's cool that I'm throwing to Seth Roberts. These are my guys, and then you get a little older and you're like, Seth Roberts sucks. Get me a receiver.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So I'm glad that we have Derrick Henry here, the most serious running back we've ever had under Lamar, right? And again, he's another one. I hope they can preserve him enough. And I think they should be okay there. Keaton Mitchell comes back. He doesn't have to carry the load every week. And in some teams, you're just not going to have to use him as much, right? Like that their defense isn't going to give up a lot of resistance. You don't need him out there as much. So I think we should be okay. I just need everybody healthy for the playoffs. And it's really going to come down to that O-line in the postseason.
Yeah. So kind of transitioning here, talking about the talent that Lamar has around him right now. Probably the best of his career in terms of the skill positions. You would like the offensive line to be better, obviously, but Zay has been playing really well. Rashad Bateman's been playing well. Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, and Charlie Kolar have been taking turns playing well. Derrick Henry's playing great. Justice Hill is playing probably the best of his career. This is the first season where I could look at the team and say, maybe they don't have to go out and get somebody to bolster the offense going into the playoffs. And they didn't. NFL trades this week. Davante Adams was sent over to the New York Jets to reunite with Aaron Rodgers for a conditional 3rd-round pick, which is probably going to stay a 3rd-round pick because he has to make an all-pro team in order for that to move up to a 2nd. I don't really think that's.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's one of the conditions. Yeah, he has to make it an all-pro team, either 1st or 2nd, and he has to be on the roster. Obviously, he's going to be on the roster come the AFC Championship, but I don't think he's going to make an all-pro team. Amari Cooper also traded from Cleveland over to Buffalo. I believe that was a 3rd-round pick as well. So a couple of Amari's not a top tier receiver, but a very good player. Devante, one of the best wide receivers in the league. It's funny because I think the Amari Cooper trade is going to be more impactful. I don't think Devante makes much of a difference in New York at this point with the way Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen getting a certified number 1 receiver again should be scary to a lot of the teams in the AFC. It should be scary to Baltimore until they get their secondary figured out. You still got the Chiefs out there looking to make a move, possibly Pittsburgh, looking to add a receiver. But it just seems like Baltimore is again content to kind of sit and just go with the status quo. And like I said, this may be the first time in his career where they could get away with that. But if I'm Baltimore, if I'm Eric DeCosta and I'm John Harbaugh, and certainly if I'm Lamar Jackson, I don't want to leave that up to chance. I don't want to get to the playoffs and say, you know what, this cast wasn't good enough. Rashad disappeared. Mark Andrews went Mark Andrews. Whatever it ends up being. I think that if the cost is a 3rd-round pick, offer him a 2nd, get Davante Adams in the door, just get it done.
Yeah, because like you said, it looks like on offense, Lamar has elevated his game enough again to where maybe he can get it done without getting one of those guys. But why risk it? Like, you've already sacrificed the offense enough to try to put together a top tier defense, which is completely flopped right now. Can they turn it around? Maybe, but they look god awful.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna say, well, let's try to get even better on defense. No, man, the offense is what's working. That is who you're relying on to win. You're not relying on defense. You never were relying on defense. Let's just be real about that, right? Even when they're playing great. But now it's painfully obvious that you are not going to rely on this defense to win you anything, right? Anything they give you is an added bonus. You're relying on Lamar and that offense to win these games. So give them more, right? There's nothing wrong with adding talent. Okay, you like Zay Flowers? You think Zay Flowers is going to be that guy? Great. He's not Davante Adams, right? We all know that. Could he be? Yeah, he could be down the road. He's not that right now. Amari Cooper, you might say he's better than Amari Cooper. Rashad Bateman is better than Amari Cooper.
I gotta interrupt you here for a second. We have a compelling question from Osman. And he says, why should we get a wide receiver when they don't play defense? Thoughts?
I tell you what, we can line them up a few snaps at corner or safety or whatever.
Right.
Same result's going to happen, right? You know, they get beat. You know, it's the same thing as putting Marcus Williams out there. Apparently, Marcus Williams ain't that bad. He's had a bad stretch. I still like Marcus Williams. Eddie Jackson, no. Okay, but yeah. They need to change their philosophy at some point, especially when the only reason you still have jobs is because of 8, right? The only reason that definitely Harbaugh is still here is because of Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And really, EDC could be gone right now too if that Lamar Jackson deal didn't get done. Right? Think how bad. I mean, we could. What's our record? 4-2.
4-2. Yeah.
Could easily be 3-3. Could easily be 2-4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If this team didn't have Lamar Jackson, I mean, 0-6, 1-5.
I mean, I think that 0-6 is probable if you didn't have Lamar. I mean, obviously, depending on the caliber of the replacement. If you're talking about Josh Johnson, 0-6.
And right. Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, they get a solid starter. You know, maybe they squeeze out a win or whatever. But nobody survives in the offseason, right? Like, Harbaugh would be fired. Harbaugh could be fired midseason, you know, something like that. And EDC would be fired too, right? Mm-hmm. You can't go from you know, competing for a title, have a MVP, young MVP, not even reached his prime yet, to we got to do a complete rebuild because we have absolutely nothing on this team. What you laughing at?
All right, coach. I said, let me QB if Lamar not there.
There you go.
Undefeated.
There
That's
you
right.
Go.
That's right. Unless you run into David Garrard.
Yeah.
But we're talking about these guys. I think that, you know, there's still guys available.
What do you feel about DeAndre Hopkins?
I feel like I would be upset if I were a Ravens fan and you passed on Davante Adams and you went and got DeAndre Hopkins. Not that Hopkins can't play anymore, but again, let's go a little older, a little worse, and definitely cheaper. And I would be tired of it. I would be so tired of it.
Okay. Here's what the excuse is going to be. Here's what people are going to say. Davante Adams didn't want to come to Baltimore. He wanted to play with his friend Aaron Rodgers the whole time. What would you say to that?
He posted Edgar Allan Poe on his Instagram. Okay, that's all I needed to see.
You know what I would say to that? I ain't asking what he wanted.
Yeah, that's it.
I asked the Raiders what they wanted for him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's he going to do? Not play with Lamar Jackson? He's not an idiot.
And listen, right? he may have preferred the Jets because he knows Aaron Rodgers. He would absolutely come to play for Lamar Jackson. I mean, he asked to be traded away from Aaron Rodgers to begin with. Like,
right.
let's not act like it's Aaron or bust here. But yeah, but like you said, he's not going to not show up in Baltimore if they traded for him. But okay, you didn't. Let's say that he called him and was like, I'm not reworking my deal for you. I want to go to the Jets. All right, cool. Call Cleveland and get Amari Cooper. Right. Okay, we're not trading him in division. All right, I mean, you're Cleveland. You shouldn't be that picky. But okay. The answer shouldn't be then we're just going to stand pat and do nothing. Right? So, yes, at this point, DeAndre Hopkins, all right, go ahead and get him. There's rumors that Calvin Ridley may be looking for a trade as well. Which, I mean, what did you... I'm sorry, Calvin. I know... I feel like you're not the brightest guy out there, judging from the gambling incident. But what did you think was going to happen when you signed a long-term deal with the Tennessee Titans to play with Will Levis? What did you think? But okay, I don't think that's really an option. He just signed a big free agent contract as well. But there is, like I mentioned before, one guy out there who's still available, who's still
I was about to ask you.
Very, 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 very high-end route runner. Some people don't like him because of where he played in the past. Some people don't like him because they think he has drop issues, which a lot of wide receivers have, right? But a very talented wide receiver would instantly be the number one in Baltimore. Goes by the name of Deontay Johnson. Okay. Now, some of you, in case you don't know, Deontay Johnson is currently wasting away down in Charlotte, playing with Andy Dalton. But the Chiefs are interested, potentially. And if he ends up in Kansas City, that is not good for Baltimore, right? You're talking about a team that's lost a couple of receivers already. They've lost Hollywood. They've lost Rashee Rice. And you're like, okay, they're down to Xavier Worthy and Juju Smith-Schuster, and they're still undefeated. Yeah. And then you go out and you add a Deontay Johnson and potentially get back Hollywood later in the season. That's going to be tough for, not just Baltimore, but any team in the AFC to deal with.
I was going to ask you, Trip one, he posted here. He says, I like Deontay, but Zay's better. Do you think Deontay Johnson is better than Zay Flowers right now?
No. I think Zay has potential to be better than Deontay's ever been, but right this second, no, he's not better.
You're saying Zay's not better than Deontay?
Right. Right now, Zay's not
better. It's tough because he's not performing as well as Zay. Right. But yeah, I think Deontay might be a little bit more polished right now. Right.
Yeah. Deontay is one of the best separators in the NFL, period. Right. Now, the thing with Zay is, you love his athleticism. You love his ability after the catch and everything. And that's why I think he has the potential, to be better than Deontay ever has been or would be. But right now, today, Deontay's a better wide receiver, and the real answer is it doesn't even matter because he's a damn sight better than Rashad Bateman,
and that's what I was about to say. It doesn't. We don't need to compare. We don't need to compare those two. Those two need to play together, right. So, yeah, he's a great wide receiver. I like that over Hopkins for sure. Yeah. Dad Radcliffe says Deontay has a frying pan hands. He's had a couple of dropsies. This is true. Still holding out hope for DK Metcalf. The Ravens should be exploring all these options. This is a difference between Ozzie Newsome and Eric DeCosta. Ozzie would go and do his due diligence and make these calls and see, hey, is this guy is he available? Right? Even if it's not put out there. But if they decide, man, we need a wide receiver. Just like he said, hey, we need a left tackle. He's done that midseason. What was that guy? Eugene Monroe.
Yeah.
That's how we got Eugene Monroe. Yeah. It wasn't advertised out there that the Jaguars were trying to ship him out. And he just called around and said, hey, what's up with that guy? Oh, he is available. Okay, what you want for him? Right? That's what EDC needs to do. right? We need a wide receiver. I mean, really, we need a guard too, right? We can make two calls. We can make two calls, and just start asking these teams, especially teams that look like it's going to be a fire sale. The Giants are another one. Sorry, Ferris, but hey, what Well, yeah, Ferris look at me like, what happened? Start calling these teams that look like, hey, this ain't going to be their year. There could be some guys available. Slayton, yes, thank you, Ferris. But yeah, I mean, start calling teams and see what you can get, but start doing it. But I don't know, man. I don't have any faith in the Ravens doing anything. They love holding pat and just sticking to the guns and saying, yeah, we're not going to give up any picks. We love our picks. We love our guys, and you guys will see. And then regular season, yeah, it's all good. Postseason is where we have the issue. So we'll see. Now, you brought up Deontay Johnson, B.
And I do want to point out for all the people saying, oh my God, have you seen Zay Flowers? He's no way he's better than Zay. Zay Flowers has 60 more yards than Deontay Johnson and 2 fewer touchdowns. And Deontay Johnson played with Bryce Young for the first 2 weeks. Let's pump the brakes.
And he's playing with Andy Dalton now.
Yeah, on how much better Zay Flowers is right now. He's playing with a 2-time MVP in the number 1 offense in the NFL and has scored once.
Look, you guys, just trust us when we talk about wide receivers, because a lot of you don't watch these other players. You don't realize how good these wide receivers are in the league. I mean, we should know by now because they're scoring on us every week. But you guys don't realize how good these guys are. Like Terry McLaurin, I would love one of those. Mm-hmm. I wish Lamar had one of those guys in his rookie year.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Would have been nice.
Cortland Sutton would be the ideal pickup. I'm off of Cortland Sutton.
So, he's a baby Antonio Brown. Okay, well, he's a baby. He's not Antonio Brown.
Well, Antonio Brown was great.
Yeah, and
I don't care about the attitude.
He's a baby Antonio Brown. No, he's saying that he that's how good he is. I'm like, no, if you're saying he's a baby Antonio Brown, what you're saying is he's not Antonio Brown.
Oh, Zay is a baby Antonio Brown. I see what you're saying. Look, no, that's fine. I don't need to argue that. I want both of them, right? Nobody's saying trade Zay Flowers for Deontay Johnson. Nobody's saying that. Zay Flowers could still be baby Antonio Brown, and Deontay Johnson could be Deontay Johnson, right? That's what we mean when we say get Lamar some firepower. It's not one or the other, right? Get him some help, right? Get him some guys that can make some adjustments on the pass, that can make some plays, that can bail you out from time to time, so Lamar doesn't have to make the perfect throw every time. Because every time it's not a perfect throw, then we're scrutinizing Lamar. But other receivers are making all kinds of adjustments to the ball and helping out their quarterback.
This is funny because I've seen this a couple times now in the chat, and so I'm not picking on you, attitude, but I'll take a dude who doesn't drop the ball so when it's playoff time and Deontay drops the ball, what y'all gonna say? You can't trust him. Zay famously dropped the ball in the AFC Championship. Did he not, or did you forget that? Did you forget when he dropped the ball trying to get into the end zone? What are you going to say about Zay? You can trust him? He also got the taunting penalty right before that, right? You can trust him?
Yeah, he did do that. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. Coach says, Chris going to be mad y'all not mentioning Tylan Wallace. My bad. I mean, Chris, Tylan Wallace, he's in a category of his own, okay? Everybody else, like we got, thank you, Ferris, for not saying a peep back there. Would you like to come up, Ferris? Are you ready? Ferris is ready. You're supposed to say ready when you're ready.
Hey, attitude. How do you have the ball knocked out of your hands without you dropping
it? Again, man, we don't need to compare Deontay Johnson and Zay Flowers. First of all, he's not Antonio Brown. This is another problem that we have with Ravens fans, right? I mean, every fan base. I say Ravens fan because that's who I root for. But we like to project things onto players, what we think they're going to be, without them having done it yet. He's not Antonio Brown. He hasn't put up an Antonio Brown season. right?
Right.
Could he be that? Absolutely. I love watching him play. I love his passion for the game. I love that he wants the ball and he wants to make the play with the ball, because I don't see that from the other guys, right? So I love Zay Flowers and I hope he becomes that. He hasn't become that yet, but we do that a lot with our players. We project them to be something that they're not, right? So Deontay Johnson, very good player. He's clearly better than Rashad Bateman. I don't want to hear that Rashad Bateman is always open and we need to pass him the ball. We do pass him the ball. He does nothing with it after the catch. He goes straight to the ground, right? Mm-hmm. We need more than that. You know, sorry. And Rashad can stay. Nobody's saying get rid of Rashad Bateman. He can stay on the team. Get us more on that side. And if we can get a guard, that'd be perfect. All right, you ready to bring up Ferris? Or you want to do this Panthers part first? Let's
go ahead.
Ferris looks like he's ready. Okay, he got the Panthers background and everything. But okay.
You want to come up to talk some Panthers, Ferris?
He wants to come up.
Yeah, they are. They are better than your team. And just because you said that, we are going to invite you on screen here in just a moment.
All right, 107 people in here. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Welcome. Okay. We are a Ravens. I'm a Ravens fan. B's a Panthers fan. Okay. So we like to tell you who we root for straight up over here. Okay. And we talk. We're going to talk some WNBA later on, and we got a court of public opinion that you guys don't want to miss. All right. But you mentioned Deontay Johnson, okay? Obviously, it's not going well for the Panthers. You just got Deontay Johnson here. Do you really want to trade Deontay Johnson? That's the first question I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The answer is no. I do not want to trade Deontay Johnson, but it depends also on what is being offered. What's going on for Ferris?
What's up,
Ferris? Doing good, guys. How are you?
Doing great.
Doing very well.
Got my homeboy Luke looking after my back.
All right.
After my guy Luke.
So no, I don't want to trade Deontay Johnson, but again, it always comes down to what's the compensation being offered, right? If you're offering a 3rd round pick, like for Devante and Amari Cooper, I mean, I wouldn't want that, but also you got to remember that Deontay Johnson is about to be a free agent, an unrestricted free agent. So the question has to come up: does he want to stay in Carolina? Is he interested in signing a long-term deal in Carolina? If the answer is no, like if he's not interested in signing, he's just planning on walking, then yeah, go ahead and move him. Get what you can get for him. If he is interested in staying, I would prefer that they go ahead and get something done to keep him around. I mean, you have to keep some talent on the team, right? Xavier Legette has looked decent. He's shown some flashes, but obviously he's not there to be a number 1 receiver at this point. Adam Thielen is I think just about done. Jonathan Mingo hasn't shown anything yet. So yeah, I would prefer to keep him. If he's saying I'm leaving regardless, send him to Kansas City, send him to Baltimore, and get what you can get for him.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Big Reg. Big Reg says, I'm watching you guys and doing my 4-hour continuing education class for my electrical license. Class putting me to sleep. I think you should probably pay a little attention to your electrical license.
A little more. That's for your safety, Big Reg. Okay.
And whoever's house you're fixing the electrical work in, I guess.
Absolutely.
So, okay. So, no, don't get rid of Deontay Johnson. But
no, ideally, no. Yeah.
What I want to ask you is, okay, shout out to our guy Aaron Duncan over on Unnecessary Bluntness. Ravens, one of the top Panthers channels, one of the top Panthers channels out there. Okay, does great work over there. He was talking about what should happen this offseason because it's not looking good right now. Defense is looking very bad, very bad. And, he said, forget looking at a quarterback right now. We need to go defense. defense is the way to go. And I'm kind of back and forth on it. I kind of agree, right? Because we talked about it. Depending on who's at the top of the draft, you know, you don't need to go quarterback there. Maybe edge rusher because you guys are hurting at edge rusher right now. There's options you can go and get a quarterback.
You're one to talk, but all right.
Well, I mean, I am one to talk. Okay, I don't like we don't have it, but I know what one looks like.
Jabo, Isaac, Tavius.
None of them were at the top of the draft. Okay. Otherwise, we have Micah Parsons here. But
could have had Micah Parsons.
But what do you think? Edge rusher or somebody on defense that could be impactful on that side of the ball, or quarterback for you guys?
This again, like we discussed, this always goes back to how you feel about the quarterbacks. It does not matter at all if they draft an edge rusher. It means absolutely nothing. They're not going to have any effect on this team as currently constructed, right? You can have the great how long did Aaron Donald play for the Rams before being really relevant, right? No, thank you, coach.
Julius Peppers.
Yeah.
There's literally the example you can use for the Carolina organization. They had that 1 year with Jake Delhomme, but then most of Julius Peppers' career in Carolina, a great defensive end, Hall of Famer, no debate.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Nothing for Carolina. Did nothing until they drafted, Cam Newton.
You have to have the quarterback's the most important. You have to have the quarterback, or you're not going anywhere really. So it depends on how you feel about the quarterbacks. I like Cam Ward a lot. I like Jalen Milroe. If they're in position to get one of those guys, like the Trib is saying in the chat, I am for them trading down if possible and getting one of those guys, picking up some extra picks. Otherwise, I would take one of those guys. I'm not a big fan of the other three, so I would kind of pass and go the best player.
But Brodny, there's the issue though. Sometimes you can't trade down because they go like hotcakes. You know what I mean? Because teams they could say, oh, the quarterback's actually the 20th best player on our board, but we're picking 5th and we need a quarterback, and let's go quarterback. Because last year's draft, a lot of people were saying the best player in the draft, it's actually a tight end. It's Brock Bowers, but he plays tight end. Yeah. So he fell, and all the quarterbacks disappeared before pick 12? Everyone was gone by pick 12. So you're like, whoa, Bo Nix at 12, JJ McCarthy at 10, Michael Penix at 8. You're like, but I thought those guys would be in the teens. So even if you trade down, but depending on how far you trade down. If you trade down in the teens, what if the quarterback you want isn't no longer there because he was picked 4th because that team needed a quarterback, and they don't really care about the rankings, because some teams don't.
Yeah, but that's no one on our side of things is going to know that. It's their job to know where these guys are going to go, who these teams are looking at taking. It's in the front office and the scouts. It's their job to know where these guys are going to go. So if you get the number 1 pick and you say, you know what, I know the number 2 team, they may need a quarterback, but they like Quinn Ewers. The number 3 team doesn't need a quarterback, so they're not going to a quarterback there. The number 4 team, they also like Quinn Ewers. I'm going to trade back to 4, let them take Quinn, and our guy falls to us at 4, right? So, yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on how the order plays out, how the rest of the college season plays out, the interviews and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying right now, ideally for me, it's trade back and be able to draft Cam Ward or Jalen Milroe. If that's not possible, then you would go if they're too far down in the draft, or if they have to take a Cam Ward at number 1. Let's say he ends up being the top quarterback everybody wants, then you just take him at number 1. Otherwise, if it's not possible to get one of those guys, or if they don't play well the rest of the season, they don't interview well, you're just not feeling them as the guy, then yes, you go with the best player available, whoever that turns out to be.
So let me ask you, because I know we kind of joke around about it. Coach loves this guy, but do you just not think Shedeur Sanders will be good in the NFL?
I don't think he has the attitude for it. I don't think he has the maturity for it.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. Like, okay, that aside, like, let's say, okay, gets there, he grows up. Do you think? Because I think he has the tools.
Yeah. I think he's a talented kid. I just don't think he has the maturity to be the leader of an NFL team. I really don't at this point. I could be wrong about that. I don't know him personally. I'm going off of what obviously what I see on TV and everything. I heard that the Giants are into him though. Heard that from
that's impossible.
Drafter.
That's not happening.
I mean,
I don't think he has the right complexion for that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Geno Smith broke Eli's streak. Right.
That's true. And it was the right thing to do actually at that moment. I actually agreed with Ben McAdoo when that happened. I still agree with Ben McAdoo. But the thing else too, like the Giants also like Jalen Milroe, and he acts like his dad, but his dad played corner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can be that as a corner or a wide receiver because as quarterback,
Are his actions the cover of the book?
Well, I was gonna say this attitude part. I didn't mean to cut you off, Ferris, but we do judge books by the cover. That's what we do. We don't know these people at all, right? Like you're saying he's gonna be wrong, but you're judging him the other way, right?
Yeah.
What if he proves you wrong?
I think he's gonna be good. The maturity stuff, people do that. They grow out of it, right? Yeah. And I feel like some of that. Hey, what's going on, Dre? Thanks for coming through. I feel like some of that when he gets to the pros.
What's up, Dre?
His dad ain't gonna be in a locker room with them. I think he separates from his dad in that aspect. He grows up because he's gonna be with grown ass men,
with families.
Yes,
fighting for their lives.
Yeah, maybe, but that's something you have to be certain about.
Yes,
Johnny Manziel didn't grow up, right? Correct. Jamarcus Russell didn't grow up. Ryan Leaf didn't grow up. I mean, the list goes on. Like, there's a lot of players who get there and don't grow up.
True. Yeah, no,
Jimmy
absolutely,
Clausen.
Absolutely. But
no, he's just bad.
Okay, so we didn't even talk about this week. They're playing the Commanders, right? Doesn't
hold on. Attitude. You haven't seen him play in the NFL either. So why are you sitting here telling me that he's going to be good? He's going to
hold on. Yeah, let's read what it says.
Brodny been hating on him, like, dog, give him a chance. Have you seen him in the NFL? And you're already saying, crap, you might not like his dad, but don't put it on his kid. I'm not putting it on his kid. I don't like the way he acts. And again, I've seen him play at Colorado just like you have. You haven't seen him play in the NFL. You don't know that he's going to be good. You don't know that he's going to be mature. Like, these are just opinions. Like, yeah, maybe he grows up, maybe he doesn't. But no, you're not telling me to give him a chance. You're telling me he's going to prove me wrong. That's what you said.
Well, okay, but also you guys got to understand, right? We all have opinions, right? Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. When you have a negative opinion about somebody that joins your team, you're hoping they're wrong. That's how I felt about Joe Flacco. I thought this man was going to be terrible, right? Troy Smith was supposed to be the quarterback. They drafted Joe Flacco. He didn't look great in preseason. Troy Smith was supposed to start over Flacco. He got sick, and they put Flacco in there. And I said, oh God, this is about to be really bad. And Flacco he fit, right? And I was so happy I was wrong about that. If the Panthers drafted Shedeur Sanders, B may not like it at first because he has those concerns about his attitude, not his skill. But
all right, Jose, let me cut you off. No, you don't, attitude pop. No one does.
Hold on, let me finish this. No, hold on, let me finish this. B might have a concern about his attitude, not his skill. But if he does mature out of that quickly, then things could go really well for the Panthers, and B would be ecstatic about that.
And so again, this isn't about my opinion of him because I don't know him. I'm not going to be the one interviewing him. I'm not going to be the one spending time with him, during the draft process. And if Dan Morgan and Dave Canales and them, they spend time with him and they say, you know what, no concerns on that side of things, then fine.
I love Coach. Coach is like, I agree, Attitude Pop. I can't agree with that one, Attitude Pop.
but yeah, so like again, that's part of the problem. Right? When Cam Newton came out, it was the same thing. There was a lot of people talking about his attitude and everything, his maturity. He didn't strike me that way, right? But I don't know Cam Newton, And they went through the process and they said, you know what, no, none of that. That's all BS. And they took him, and you see what Cam was, right? But sometimes that stuff is true.
Yeah, man. I remember when they were talking about Cam, they were like, one of the critiques was he smiles too much. That was one of the things. It was like
he's one guy.
Yeah, I was like
disingenuous smile or something like that.
Yeah, you know what's funny too? Like there was a quarterback in a very it was allegedly a deep QB class. That's what we were told there. Who had an attitude problem? Who had a lot of talent, but he had an attitude problem, and he washed out in 2.5 years. His name was Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Look at Josh Rosen! I can't believe he fell to 10. Arizona just got their QB of the future." Everyone loved Josh Rosen. Everyone did. Everyone was like him.
I thought.
Him, Sam Darnold. Guilty. Yeah, no. So him and Sam Darnold were QBs 1 and 2 for everybody. Josh Allen was the project. Lamar was Lamar. He was my QB1 personally. But Lamar was whoever's, and then it was like Baker. Then when Baker went number 1, everyone. But Rosen, people were like Rosen. Yeah, Josh Rosen. He's gonna be the one. Where's Josh Rosen?
I absolutely thought Josh Rosen was gonna be that guy. I thought it was gonna be. I told me Rosen or Lamar. Right. That's what. I wanted us to get Lamar because I was just a fan of him in college. Rosen, I thought was going to be Peyton Manning-esque.
Yeah, not because like the biggest thing was, that's like Josh was, he had all the talent, but the biggest critique with him was that this is what they literally was like. He's a spoiled rich kid who doesn't love the game, and he has an attitude. That's what it was. And guess what? Cliff Kingsbury was like, I don't want him. I want Kyler. Send him to Miami. Miami was like, yes, we got a quarterback. He flamed out in Miami, and Miami was like, let's draft Tua.
Yeah.
Because if Josh pans out in Miami, Tua doesn't go to Miami. Mm-hmm. They don't draft Tua at 3 or 4, whatever that was. They draft someone else. So you know what I mean? Like, but he was so bad in Miami. Miami was like, yo, this man is god awful. Let's go draft Tua, or they wanted Tua. Apparently Brian wanted Justin, but it doesn't matter. They wanted a quarterback because Josh Rosen was a flameout, and the Niners took a chance on him on the practice squad, and then if Kyle Shanahan can't fix you, just retire. Just retire.
All right, real quick, the Commanders. We didn't even talk about them playing the Commanders, right? Now,
Jaden Daniels is going to wreck that defense.
Well, okay. At first glance, it looks like all hope is lost. But that's what I thought last week. And they lost a game that they could have won. What's up, Chris? A little late to the party. Salute, fellas, from your boy, Chrissy Baltimore. See, y'all keep bringing this back up, okay? This is exactly what he's talking about when he says these thugs in Fells Point, shout out to Fells Point Mafia, are going over there and verbally assaulting him. This is the thuggery that he's talking about right here, okay? I cannot condone this.
Oh, Lord.
Josh Allen played at Wyoming, guys, not Division II. It was Wyoming. I know they sucked and it was kind of felt like Division II, but they are a Division I school, that Wyoming.
Yeah. But okay, look, B, are you giving the Panthers a chance against the Commanders? We didn't give them a chance last week. They could have pulled it off.
I mean,
can they compete this week?
Could they have pulled it off last week?
Yes, if it wasn't for that red zone interception, yes, I think so.
Okay, they lost by 18.
It wasn't real at the end, it snowballed. But yeah,
they gave up 200 yards rushing to Robinson out there. No, they don't have any chance against the Commanders. And that's fine. Like I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Like the Commanders, they found their guy, right? They found Jaden Daniels, and congrats to them. Him and Terry McLaurin are going to do unspeakable things to that Panther secondary, and I'll just watch Baltimore. I'll watch Baltimore in that time. Wait, let me see what time they're playing.
4. They're playing at 4.
They're playing at 4. All right. That's not great, but I'm sure there's another good game at 4.
Probably.
Okay.
Well, Chiefs 49ers. I'll watch that.
Wow, D is completely checked out on the season.
Yeah,
and this is in line with Panthers Nation, right?
Coach says just throw the Mingo for what?
For who?
Yeah.
We're gonna stop this show. We're gonna stop this show, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait for you to type a response because you had a lot to say about Shedeur and me being a hater. Tell me what they're gonna throw to Jonathan Mingo for, Coach.
Gotta get it. He said fantasy.
At least he's honest.
Well played, sir.
but he has to catch it for that to matter, Coach.
That's also another valid point.
All right. Look, B is checked out.
My man caught a screen and gained half a yard. How?
So has a lot of Panthers Nation. Okay, so that's understandable. You don't want to watch bad football. Completely.
You know what's funny? The trip says you have Mingo. Is it like a 20-team league? It is exactly a 20-team.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Bingo.
Some people start Olamide Zacchaeus.
I gotta start Cam Akers in, I think, that league.
Speaking of that guy who starts Olamide Zacchaeus, that's me. I start Olamide Zacchaeus.
It's terrible.
All right. Okay. All right. So,
all
right, we're over an hour.
Games for Olamide Zacchaeus.
Yes. Hour in. All right. We got to move quickly here. Okay. We got to spend a little time on this next one. This court of public opinion. It went too fast last week. All right. And this one's a good one. All right. Are we ready?
Before we transition, guys, man, that Sunday night game, I know it was like 17-7, but that was an exciting 7-7 game, right, guys?
Who played?
Giants, Bengals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I fell asleep.
It was not.
All right, you know what? Be a hater. All right, fine.
I'm sorry. Malik Neighbors is coming back this week, and then I'll want to watch you again.
Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, okay, last week, you know, when Bobby was looking for the other guys that were screaming on camera, this is one of them that he was discussing. He didn't know our names. He thought there was 4 of us. He said one of you guys was just out of control. Right?
That's not what he said.
He said something. He said something to that effect. Right? That's the guy right there. That's the guy.
Right? Y'all, man. Y'all ain't nothing, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout to Bobby.
This may not be a real court, okay? But it is the only court that matters. Court of public opinion is about to begin. All right. All rise. All rise. Court is now in session. And who do we have on the docket, B?
We have, let me pull up the ticker here. We've got Jerry Jones versus Jerry Jones's radio hosts. Give me one. I need to refresh. I'll be right back.
Okay. B's refreshing. All right. So yes, Jerry Jones. I get the frustration. Okay, the Cowboys got the brakes beaten off of them. What was the score? 47-9. I think
9. Yeah, it was 47-9. Yeah,
47-9. A complete disaster. And you know, you had to go on a radio show the next day and explain that obviously, Texas is not a state that you want to be bad at football in. Okay, and when you are America's team, did you play that thing again? Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad.
That's right.
Okay, there we go.
But when you are America's team, you're definitely the team in Texas, and you lose like that. It's not a good day to take questions, even from a controlled environment. All right. So he went on 105.3 The Fan, which we all know the name by now. Okay. The Fan, they have stations set up in every major city, I believe. Over here in Baltimore is 105.7, The Fan. Okay. And these three guys were on there. I forget their names. They do the show.
Shannon RJ.
Shannon RJ. Okay. But there's three of them, right?
Well, the show's called Shannon RJ.
One of them must be a producer then. But they're it's going normal. And they kept on asking this question to Jerry about, what could he have done, or what, about personnel, right? Because he's made some bad moves. Look, you got Ezekiel Elliott out there getting major carries, and Ezekiel Elliott's not that guy anymore. You could have gotten Derrick Henry. Didn't get Derrick Henry. They didn't specifically say that. Right. They didn't specifically say that, but they just kind of mentioned personnel, and look, the team is bad, right? And Jerry kind of, he gives a half answer at first, but they kind of leaned into it a little too much, I think. And he just got irritated. Okay. And, Jerry said, look, who are you guys? Why are you asking me so many questions? And we got the audio right here. Okay. I had to put a picture up here so we didn't get any copyrights or anything like that. But I'm going to play this. Nope, not that.
You're upset because I called you a monkey. I called you a monkey because I don't respect you. Additionally,
I made the mistake and I said I'm gonna let this roll. I made the mistake.
You know what? That's probably what Jerry Jones wanted to call Shan Sharif. That's what he wanted to call Shan Sharif.
You know what? I've been meaning to play that so many times. Every time I mention Stephen A's name, I mean to play that and I don't do it. So that was a treat.
Now, if you think I'm interested,
this is it right here, y'all. This is it. I'm gonna play it from the beginning. This is Jerry Jones after he's frustrated by the line of questioning. Right, he's about to go in on these radio hosts and give him a piece of his mind.
Now, if you think I'm interested on a damn phone call with you over a radio and sitting here and throwing all the good out with the dishwater, you have got to be smoking something over there this morning. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
Job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong. If you are, or any 5 or 10 like you, you need to come to this meeting I'm going to today. There are 32 teams here. You're geniuses.
Jerry,
okay? Y'all really think you're going to sit here with a microphone and tell me all of the things that I've done wrong and without going over the rights?
All right. That was Jerry. Okay. Giving him a piece of his mind. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts? Was Jerry in the wrong here for threatening their jobs and telling them don't be questioning me like I'm just some commoner, put some respect on my name? Was he wrong, or was he Jerry right?
Okay, so like he's wrong, right? He's wrong, right? Because you're threatening people's jobs and you're mad that you're finally being called out. You for 20 years. For 25 years. For 25 years, people have been letting you off the hook because everyone knows you're the GM and you dictate what Will McClay and your son do. For 25 years, they let you off the hook. And then finally someone asked you a question, just questioned you for a little bit. It wasn't even that bad. He just questioned you for a little bit, like, Jerry, like some of these moves you made, what's up with that? You could have been like, but he threw a hissy fit. Like he a 8-year-old child saying, I don't want apple juice. I want cranberry juice. You know what I mean? And then he threw his sippy cup across the table and accidentally hit grandma in the face. And that's the temper tantrum I saw. He's if you can't deal with the questions because you assume there's going to be a soft interview, because that's what this is, right? 105.3. These are team flagship stations. They're basically they're supposed to be giving them like, oh, Jerry, how's your day been? You know, hey, Jerry, how was Sunday? I heard it was your birthday. How did you, but they're like Cowboy fans are finally realizing something. It took them 25 years to realize it, that your team will win 12 games every year, because guess what? The division you play in sucks. It's a guaranteed 6 to 8 wins a year. It was every year for the past, since Dak Prescott showed up. You win 12 games a year. You have 3 to 4 hard games a year, but then when the playoffs hit, of course you choke. Because your coaches suck, Jason Garrett. You got the players. Let's not act like they don't got good players. Your Micah, DeMarcus, Dak, C.D., Jake Ferguson. When Dalton Schultz was there, they had players. The leaders that they use are not good. Who hires the leaders? He does. And the buck got to stop at the top. And he's mad that someone's finally calling him out, saying, "Yo, we blame everybody, Jerry. We've been blaming everybody for 25 years except one man. You, the decision maker. And you mad that now finally someone calling you out. Man, he's soft. He's a coward. That's what he is. He's a loser. And that's what he is. He's a loser. Because he knows I could never win without Jimmy Johnson. This is an example of you can never win without Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, Barry Switzer won the 3rd ring. We all know that. But it was Jimmy's team. And he's still mad that everyone knows Jimmy won those rings. He's mad. He's still mad because he's egotistical. He's sensitive. He's insecure. He's a rich man. That's what they all are. They're insecure. Like when they want the credit. He wants the credit. He wants people to say but no one gives him the rings. Because he never won those rings. Jimmy built the team. Jimmy made the trade. Jimmy drafted the players. He traded for Charles Haley. Good for you. That's all you did. That's really much all you did. Everyone knows that's all you did. Who brought in Dion? Jimmy brought in Dion. Who said, I'm going to go with Troy Aikman over Danny White? Jimmy Johnson. Who said, I'm going to trade Herschel Walker and I'm going to use this boatload of picks we got, draft Emmitt Smith, get Darren Woodson, draft Larry Allen. It was me. It was all me. And he's mad. He's still mad to this day. He's still mad. But he doesn't care. He doesn't care because you know what? You know what he loves the most? That money, man. They don't share revenue. The fans are too stupid. They keep buying merch, keep going to games. You mess up with his bottom line, then he'll change. But Cowboys fans are too stupid. NFL fans are too stupid. They're not even Cowboy fans. NFL fans are stupid. They still go to games. They still buy the merch. They still watch the games. Owners don't care. If I'm still getting money, why should I change the team? I'm still getting paid. You dumbasses are making me money. Even I'm 3-18. Like the Jaguars, 12-5, and I don't win championships. Like the Cowboys, I'm still making money and y'all don't do nothing. Don't show up. Don't show up to a game. Then you'll see change. Be a world soccer fan. When their team sucks, they don't show up. Stadiums are empty. Tickets cost $5 because no one's showing up. Don't show up. Then they'll change. But NFL fans are too stupid to not show up. They're idiots. Okay. Here it is.
So now that you insulted all of our listeners, B, what are your thoughts?
You know what? Kind of on Jerry's side in this one, man.
I am too.
If I'm paying you to talk, because the hometown stations, you're there to pump up the team. You're there to sell the team. You're there to advertise the team. You're there to make people want to go see the team. If I'm paying you to do that, and all of a sudden it feels like I'm on crossfire, I'm a little angry. I'm not.
Okay.
That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
All right. We're the public defenders here, B. Okay, a couple things. He doesn't pay them. Okay, they are a separate entity. He does not pay them at all. Okay?
Oh well, never mind. I'm not on Jerry's side anymore.
Now, I am still defending him. Listen, Ferris, he's not 8 years old. He's 108. Okay, he needs to win right now. He does not know how much longer he has. So to see his team struggle like that, listen, man, like he got to wait a whole nother year to see he can get it right. Okay, he got to wait until he's 125. Like, no, man. He don't know how much longer he can hold on. So it is very frustrating. Hold on, it's very frustrating to see your team get shellacked like that, and it's so early in the season where, damn man, like what can I do to fix this? Like, and I don't need these two guys talking to me, right? That are young enough to be my great grandchildren. All right. I don't need them questioning me. I know I messed up. All right. I don't need to hear from them. I already answered the question, and you're trying to ask me in a different way so you can get a reaction out of me. Well, there's your reaction. All right. I'm 165 years old. Okay.
I did think it was owned, so that changes my opinion on it. Like if they're not your employees, then you just got to deal with it.
I want to add something to it. I want to add one more thing, because after that happened, Diana Rossini, I believe it was. Okay, put up the poll and then we'll keep talking.
Yes.
No,
hold on. So the poll is up. Hashtag Jerry. If you believe that Jerry is in the right and that he shouldn't have to take that kind of talk from those peasants, and hashtag hosts if you feel like speak truth to power. Okay.
And one second, Ferris, I'm gonna put this up and then you can go. So after this happened, Diana Rossini went up to him at, I guess it was the owners meeting or whatever, and he had this quote right here. Oh, it's not even. Hold on, let me fix it for you guys. He says, if I'm going to be grilled by the tribunal, I don't need it to be by the guys I'm paying. Okay. Jerry Jones to the Atlantic's Diana Rossini on his viral rant on 105.3 The Fan, the team's flagship radio station. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
does the team own the station?
So, but this is the thing. I think in his mind, because he's 185, he thinks these are people that he pays, right? I don't think he understands that I don't own that station. Those guys don't work for me, right? They were just being nice to me. I don't think that clicked. I think he just thought that they're employees or whatever. He might not even realize it was 105.3 at this point. He might have just thought this is going on DallasCowboys.com. And follow me here. If he did think that, right? Because like if he's thinking those people are the equivalent of Ryan Mink, who works for the Ravens, right? And they're just drilling him on these questions. Of course he's gonna say, "Yo, this ain't your job. What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, and that's right? What I was because I thought it was, and that is exactly what I was gonna say. Like, I'm not taking that from Ryan Mink if I'm Bisciotti.
Hell no.
No.
Yeah.
Go back to your cubicle and shut the hell up. But no, if you don't pay him, then it's a whole different thing. Like they're just asking you questions, and it's an interview. So yeah, no, I'm on the side of the host if that is the case.
Yeah, it's like if it was Derek Eagleton interview him, that's his employee, Derek Eagleton. He's their VP of media operations, and they have. I think it's like Haley Sutton. She works for Cowboys.com. Like if he was talking to them, then he has a point. Like, you're my employee. What are you doing here? But they're just the flagship show, means they cover the Cowboys for that. Like I think Brian Brodus works for that show, and he's been covering the Cowboys for like 45 years.
Not anymore. He doesn't work for them anymore.
I
see him on Voch's channel all the time. I think he retired.
Okay. So yeah, man,
he said Ferris knows too much.
What do you mean? But yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like if it was his employees doing that to him, yeah, he has a point. But these weren't his employees, and someone's finally called him out on it. They've been blaming everybody for years, man. They've been blaming everybody for years, and now they're blaming the actual source of their pain. It's your fault. The reason we haven't won a Super Bowl since 1994 is because of you. It's just like the Niners. They haven't won a Super Bowl since 95, and it was because of Jed York and his family. And then blame the people now. You already fired your shield and Jason Garrett. He used to take the blame. That's why he stayed there for 10 years. Because he had a nice cushy job. He was getting paid to take all the blame, and he just clapped on the sidelines. But now, people are like, it's not Mike McCarthy's fault anymore. Because, he is who he is, Mike McCarthy. He is who he is.
Yeah.
It's your fault for hiring him. You hired this man. You should have hired either Dan Quinn or something, Like this is your fault. This is your fault. And you're mad that finally someone's calling you out saying it's your fault. And you know what, Jose, you're right. You say he's 80 and he doesn't care that his team got shellacked 47-9. I don't agree with that
180.
180. I don't think he cares anymore. I don't think he's cared for the past 15 years.
No, I think he does care. I think that's why he's so frustrated by the question, because look, man, like he wants another Super Bowl before he dies. I mean, let's just be real about that. Like he's old, right? He don't know how much longer he got, and he's trying to win now. He's trying to win his way. There's the same issue that Al Davis had. He wants to win his way.
Yeah.
But when you think you're close, right, and then a game like that happens, it just reminds you that you're not even close to competing. Very frustrating, and they have to hear those questions the next day about the team and the mistakes that you made, right? Yeah, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah, and it's the truth. The truth hurts.
Yeah,
they pointed out the truth. It's your fault. These are the mistakes you made. You didn't shore up the middle of the defensive line. You're trying to sell us on 85-year-old Jonathan Hankins and random Mozzie Smith, and just because you stop the Giants' run game doesn't mean you can stop run games. You know what I mean? Like literally, like the following week, they gave up over 200 yards rushing. That says more about the Giants than them. That the Giants only could get 26 yards.
To be fair, though, they have a lot of talent on that team to be getting beat like that. That's not Jerry. Jerry did not build a team that loses to the Detroit Lions 47-9.
Well, there's a lot of injuries too. They had like 9 people hurt.
Yeah.
Dexter.
He absolutely did not build a team that loses 47-9 to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
They've got a lot more talent than that. They're not playing like it.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I think it's come to the end of the road, man. This group of players, they're just a bunch of losers. They haven't won anything. So they're a bunch of,
say, Jerry will ask to come on the show to protest the slander. See, there y'all go. There y'all
come
go.
on the show, Jerry. You don't want none of this. After I cross-examine him, you'll make him regret ever owning the team.
All right. So the chat says that that the hosts are in the right. Jerry,
damn right they are.
Jerry just needs to just take it, essentially.
So all right. The hosts win the court of public opinion. Now the question is, how many more weeks before they get fired?
How many more weeks until you stop paying attention?
Right.
Honestly, I think they should ride this wave, and they should become like the voices of charge against the Cowboys, because I think there's a lot of Cowboys fans out there who probably feel the same way as them. Like, it's your fault. You keep failing. I
don't think they're keeping those jobs.
I don't. I found their names. So it's Shan Sharif, RJ Choppy, and Bobby Belt. Those are probably not their real names. Probably Shan is, but definitely not RJ.
Well, salute to them. They stood their ground, man.
Yeah,
they stood
good for them.
And they're very professional, because look, that they're on the airwaves. They gotta maintain a certain level of professionalism, because that was just a small clip. I mean, I listened to that whole thing, and I encourage you guys to go listen to it. That's just a 1-minute clip. Go listen to the whole thing. It's out there, and he was very disrespectful, because he said some more disrespectful things to them, and they try to laugh it off. He's just like, I'm not laughing, right? I'm not joking with you guys. Like, he was really berating them, and he was doing that thing that this is why I hate billionaires. By the way, nobody should be billionaires in this country, because he's at a point where he feels like he's just above everybody. Because he said something in there too, where he's talking about, well, you guys think you're geniuses, come to the owners meeting. There are no geniuses in that owners meeting.
Idiots.
Like, Jerry, you're the furthest thing from a genius.
Listen,
you're very successful, but that doesn't make you a genius.
Yeah, I'm not a genius, but I could have and would have told you not to sign Ezekiel Elliott.
Hey, I'm not a genius, but I could have drafted Michael Parsons.
You know, like Vach said on his show, he's like, I may not be a genius, but I got eyes, right?
Oh no, drafting CeeDee Lamb, that's hard.
Yeah.
Oh, the second best receiver in the draft after the first one got drafted already.
Yeah.
What a hard decision. You know what's hard? Trying to justify Taco Charlton. That's hard.
Yeah.
I heard that he was the next Julius Peppers.
That's what I heard too, but apparently no. Taco got folded.
But all right,
and on that very unfortunate note,
we're at an hour and a half. There's still 90 people in here. Salute to you guys. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. All right. We are going to wrap this up after these. Well, no, we got to do WNBA real quick, and then we got to do submit questions, and then we are going to go over to the overtime show. And what are we discussing on the overtime show? That right there. All right. That's Cam Newton with Stephen A. Smith. Jocks versus journalists. Okay. Are athletes taking jobs from journalists these days? Right. This came from a tweet by, what's his name? Joel D. Anderson. Is that his name? Mm-hmm. Joel D. Anderson. He posted a very he made a very good point about just journalism, where it's heading these days, and how they're being replaced with athletes in these positions that are traditionally held by journalists. Is a good thing, bad thing? We're going to discuss that and some other things too. All right. So you can find that over on our Patreon, patreon.com/LBHT Show, for as little as $5 a month. If you just want to watch that episode, I think I set the price at like $3. So $3, you can check it out. All right. It is time for submitted questions. Or you want to do the WNBA next?
Do the WNBA. We got to do the WNBA. We got to do our picks. Got to do submitted questions, and then we're done.
All right, let's do it.
All right, guys, the WNBA roundup, man. I got you right now, man. Game 1 and 2 happened a couple days ago. It was a Jekyll and Hyde situation. Game 1, down to the last minute, double overtime, game-winning shots. Courtney Williams had a great game. Nafisa Collier hit a game winner. Game 2, blowout by the New York Liberty. Currently, Game 3 is happening right now in Minnesota. Minnesota's winning, by the way. But Game 1 was an epic game because in the fourth quarter, 15. And then Courtney Williams said, you know what? I'm not going to just tie the game. I'm going to hit a game winner and hit a 4-point play, go up by 1. But the big mistake that happened, right, they ended up fouling Breanna Stewart with 0.1 second left on the clock, and Breanna Stewart goes 1 for 2 at the line, causing it to go to overtime. If she hit both free throws, it would have been a victory for the Liberty, but the Liberty could not go. Like I said, guys, in my preview video, history's the key. The New York Liberty, 0-5. 0-5 in WNBA finals. The Minnesota Lynx, 4-2. Game 1 is a lot of New York historical baggage and trauma. Game 2 fixed it for a bit, but they're in Minnesota right now. And the winner of Game 3 has won the 6th of the last 10 WNBA finals since they went to 5 games. So remember that as well.
Yeah, the Lynx are up 41-28 right now, heading into 2 minutes left before halftime. So New York got to wake up in the second half, particularly Sabrina, who is 0 for 3 so far and has not really been shooting well lately. Yeah.
Coach says aces are out. Don't care. Carmen with Cardoso back on the court. Cardoso got to work. She got a lot of work to do this offseason. Angel Reese too. I think those two can be very dangerous. They just got to hone their skills a little bit. More so Cardoso. She has a lot to work on, but there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
Yes, Coach. That is Maya Moore. She quit because she found love.
Yeah. And she freed an innocent man from prison.
Yes.
That's why she retired initially, to free him from prison.
Yeah, and then she ended up finding love.
Yeah. All right. Submitted questions time. Let's go. Did you play the animation?
I thought it should have played. Or maybe I took it off. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me make sure we got Ferris up here. There he is. And there he is. No, I think I took the animation off of here. But that's all right.
We'll fix it later. That's fine.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Minnesota Lynx, Mona Gus has got indebted into the NBA Hall of Fame, or Basketball Hall of Fame, a couple days ago.
All right.
So we've got submitted questions. First up from Rave Kingdom. Do you think Zach Orr will turn things around? And why do you think John Harbaugh hates Ben Cleveland?
And this is from actually last week. You submitted a question while the show was going on, but I wanted to make sure we read it. So shout out to Rave Kingdom, big supporter of the show. Yes, I do think Zach Orr is going to turn it around. We just need to give him a little bit of time. That's all there is to it. I mean, that's the same thing that happened with Mike McDonald. His first year. I think Zach Orr is going to be fine. Harbaugh doesn't hate Ben Cleveland. Harbaugh always has to have somebody in his doghouse. It's a very expensive doghouse. It's very nice in there. He spends a lot of money, and somebody has to occupy it. It's Ben Cleveland's turn to occupy it. Harbaugh has these old antiquated ways of doing things, and if you don't do it his way, then he won't let you play. And obviously, Ben Cleveland, there's an issue with how he practices. Conditioning, I guess he thinks is an issue. So he doesn't want him out there on the field. But it's a little bit more than that, right? I think Ben Cleveland might be a little bit defined. This is just my guess. Ben Cleveland might be a little bit defined in terms of how he approaches practice. And he's being punished for it. And I think that's to the detriment of the team, especially when you don't have that much talent on the offensive line.
Yeah, look, I don't think that he hates Ben Cleveland. First off, yes, I think Zach Orr is going to turn things around. I don't think that he hates Ben Cleveland either. I think that he hates, like you said, he hates the way that he practices, the way that he prepares. And I think the reality is he's just not good enough for it to matter, right? Like if he was, if he was a Stanley or a Linderbaum type player, he wouldn't care how he practices, but he's not. He's a guy, and they have guys to put in ahead of him. And so he's putting those guys in ahead of him because they practice the way he wants them to practice. They prepare the way he wants them to prepare. I think that's pretty much what it comes down to. I mean, if one of these guys gets hurt, if Falele gets hurt, I'm sure you'll see Ben Cleveland in there.
Yeah. What you think, Ferris?
Yeah, well, when you transition over to a new leader of a unit, it's going to take a minute, right? And you know what? Also, too, when your unit was great last year, keeping that level of greatness, in a sense, it's hard. It's hard, and because they're a year older, you lose certain pieces. Y'all lost. Geno Stone is now in Cincinnati. Marlon Humphrey's older now, and he's not like he in the sense that he's older. Like, I think he's only about 32, something. I think he is, right? Marlon Humphrey.
I believe he's 31 or so.
31,
yeah.
But yeah, he's 31, but he's not like a regular person 31, right? Where it's like, oh, you're still kind of young. He's like an NFL player at 31 who also had a major injury. So it's another year, of just pain and just dragging out. And then your defensive line, you lost your Davian Clowney. You have Cal Van Noy, a year older. Adafe Owe has never really been someone you relied on. Travis Jones, he comes in, I don't know what his thing is.
Oh my God.
He's 28?
How?
Wow.
How is Marlon Humphrey 28?
That is crazy. It seems 30.
I swear to God, he's been in the league for 15 years, man. I swear to God.
Oh my.
It feels that way.
That's what I'm saying. So
he should be playing his best football now.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah, but I think
he is hitting his prime though on the podcast.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he is 28.
Yeah, he is. Wow, that's crazy. But also too, even in the linebacker unit, right? People make fun of Patrick Queen, all the time, right? Mm-hmm. But him and Roquan, they fit. They fit last year. You lose Patrick Queen and you replace him with Trenton Simpson, or was it Malik Harrison? Y'all still got Malik Harrison? Trent Simpson.
Yeah, we have Malik Harrison, but Trent Simpson is.
Yeah, but Trent. So it's now. This is Trent Simpson's first year starting with Roquan, and Roquan looks a step slower. Watching the Chiefs game, he looked a step slower. I don't know if he's regained that in a bit, but so they're still trying to figure out that partnership.
Ferris, let me stop you right there because this was a yes or no question, bro.
Okay, yes. Yes.
We have to.
Yes.
We have to end the show.
Sorry. Sorry.
Like,
So the
oh my
answer
goodness.
is yes, he'll turn it around. And I don't know why he hates Ben Cleveland, because y'all need guards.
All right. Thank you. Next up. Sorry. Next up.
I used to keep proving Tony right.
From Jeremy. Who is Brodny's favorite player on the Dodgers? I know why you're asking that question, and I resent it, but it's Shohei Ohtani.
Shout out to Shohei.
Second favorite is Mookie Betts.
There you go.
Dodger up 2, by the way.
Goddamn right they are.
Sorry, coach.
No, don't apologize to him.
Okay.
He in the chat calling me a hater.
That is the show. All right.
No, it isn't. Man, listen.
We got another one?
We got to do the picks.
Oh, yeah. That's been 2 weeks in a row we didn't do the picks. All right. This gotta be rapid fire.
Okay. Did you load the picks?
I did load them. Hold on. I didn't add it to the scene, but I'll add it real quick. Because I want to show where we're going to be at. There we go. All right. So you take me off this previous screen so I can see, B.
Hold on. Well, I'm going to transition to this real quick because this is the screen that we're going to be using.
Okay. I actually have it on the screen. Hold on. All right. Do you have us up?
Yeah.
There we go. I have it. Yeah, I did have it preloaded.
And let me take this down. All right. Rapid fire picks because dangerously close to 2 hours. Thursday night, Denver at New Orleans. I'm going to take Spencer Rattler over Bo Nix.
Yep, same.
Yep, same here.
New England at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is the worst, and I'm not even sure why. So I'm taking New England and Drake May.
Oh, I'm going to go Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jacksonville because Jacksonville did beat Indianapolis.
Okay. Seattle at Atlanta. Seattle, not looking as good recently. Geno coming down to earth. I believe he has 6 touchdowns, 6 picks at this point. Atlanta is starting to get rolling a little bit with Bijan. I'm going to take the Falcons.
Same, Falcons. It's 10 a.m. No one's going to care if Kirk Cousins is playing bad or good.
I got Seattle.
No, they're playing in Atlanta. It's 1 o'clock.
Oh, same.
Tennessee at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Houston at Green Bay. This should be a great game. Jordan Love is back. He's back to form. Houston starting to play a bit better. They were a little shaky to start the season, but they're still getting their wins. But I am going to take Green Bay at home.
Cheeseheads.
I got Houston.
Miami at Indianapolis. I think Anthony Richardson is going to be back this week. He's going to be playing Tyler Huntley. So we will be taking the Colts.
Yep, Colts.
Detroit at Minnesota. Detroit flying high off of that 47-9 beatdown of the Dallas Cowboys. Minnesota coming off a bye week. I'm taking Minnesota in a bit of a letdown for Detroit.
Go Detroit.
Yeah, I got Detroit.
Philadelphia at the Giants. I'll keep this quick, Ferris. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the Giants with Malik Neighbors back. That's right.
The Giants for real?
I'm picking the Giants, assuming Malik Neighbors plays. If Malik Neighbors does not play, I'm taking Philly.
I need Malik Neighbors to play well, but I'm going Philly.
I'm going Giants because Jalen Hurts is a fraud.
He is a fraud.
Wow.
Las Vegas at the LA Rams. They're saying Cooper Kupp is going to try to give it a go this week. Not enough. Taking Raiders on the road, even though they have lost. Davante Adams is going to be the Brock Bowers show.
It's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good. Oh, yeah, Brock Bowers. I don't know. I'm going to go Rams. I just don't trust Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going Rams.
Next up, Carolina at Washington. We discussed this earlier. Washington wins and wins big. I'm going to say they go 34-17.
Washington.
I got Washington, but it's going to be like 31-24.
Right, we got Kansas City, the undefeated team, one of two undefeated teams, Minnesota being the other, at San Francisco, who is 3-3. This is being billed, obviously, as the Super Bowl rematch, one of the best games of the season. But remember, San Francisco's 3-3. They're not very good. Taking Kansas City on the road.
Go on, San Francisco.
Hey, what's going on? Baseball Life says, what's good, gang? Tapping in from Australia. Almost missed the stream. Hey, thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to the Wallabies.
I'm taking Kansas City.
Next up, the Sunday night game, the New York Jets at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets are getting Davante Adams, whose hamstring is magically healed.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh may be starting Russell Wilson, which I think is a mistake, but they still get the win over the Jets.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh.
I got Pittsburgh.
Next up, we have two Monday night games this week for absolutely no reason. First up, Baltimore at Tampa Bay. We discussed this earlier. I think Baltimore wins a shootout. So I'm going to say Baltimore 34, Tampa Bay 28.
Oh, I like that score. Yeah. I'm going to steal it. 34-28, Baltimore.
34-30, Baltimore. Justin Tucker hits a field goal.
Okay. Last up, the LA Chargers at the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, can you pick the Cardinals ever? Going with the Chargers.
Going with the Chargers, I guess.
Yeah, Chargers.
And that is it.
That's it. We did it.
We did
Big Trust, Big Trust is like, why do they have too many night games? I agree with you. Big Trust is stupid.
Yeah. All right. That is it. We gone a little bit longer than we want to, but that's all right. You know, that happens when you're having fun here. Ferris, appreciate you coming through. Let the people know where they can find you. His link is also in the description, okay, along with the whole crew. There's a bunch of links in the description. That's everybody that's a part of our crew. Hit that link. But Ferris, tell the people where they can find you.
Hi, guys. My name is Ferris Brodny. You find me on the Let's Get Ready Network channels. I have the entertainment channel where we talk movies, reviews, reactions, you name it. We also have a rewatcher show as well called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for any fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We also have our sports channel, LGRN The Highlights. We're at 182 subscribers, 18 away from 200. You should follow us if you like football. We talk NFC East, Giants, Cowboys. We talk world football, starting 11 every Tuesday. You know, it's soccer in America, as we like to call it. We also have a hockey show if you're a big fan of hockey. So there's that as well, Playoff Beards, as well as every Giants game. Before last week, I'll be doing play-by-play for every Giants game. I was sick last week, so I couldn't do the Sunday night game. Thank God I didn't do the Sunday night game, because I would have probably, screamed my head off. You know what I mean? Because, oh my God, you can't corral the fumble? Why, Jason Pinnock? Why do you hate me? But yes, this Sunday, I'll be doing Phillies Giants at 10 a.m. my time, 1 o'clock yours.
All right. There you have it. And look, appreciate everybody. Look, we appreciate all the new subscribers that have joined these last couple of weeks. You know, you coming over from the other place. You know, appreciate you. I hope you got something out of that back and forth last week. All right, and I hope you enjoy our content. If you are enjoying the content and you want to support the channel, Patreon.com/LBHT Show is how you do it. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to the Overtime Show, also our Discord channel. If you want to spend a little bit more money, like $10, you get a nice LBHT crew coin. All right, very shiny, very nice. We have some other tiers that will give you some nice perks as well. So go ahead and check it out. And that is where we're going right now for the Overtime Show. All right, so Patreon members, get ready. The show's going to start in a few minutes. Everybody else, B, are you ready?
Very ready.
He is ready. Y'all have a great night. We will see you next time. Peace.